Some call this location the Bermuda Triangle of Romania. Most are afraid of stepping inside, but those that do never come back out. This forest is a destination surrounded by urban legends and ghost stories, a recipe for the perfect horror movie. As the sun sets, the twisting trees seemingly start to reach out to you, grasping for something to grab onto. Are the legends actually true? Is there more to this forest than meets the eye? Join us on today's episode as we discuss the mysterious Hoia Baciu forest and its creepy history.
Dark by Design may contain graphic and/or explicit content. Audience discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Bev.
And you're listening to Dark by Design, the podcast where two creative gals share stories of the macabre to then pick them apart before the nightmares start. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Good. How are you? How are you
Good.
doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I had coffee this morning, if it doesn't already sound obvious, but
yeah.
I'm awake. Thank you. I'm awake. I'm saying, yeah, hi to the world and just enjoying life today. How are you?
I'm doing great. I washed my face with ice cold water. Our water heater's broken. But other than that, wonderful. Feeling A1.
Okay, great.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, who needs coffee at the end of the day if you're just going to shower with cold water? Oh my God. Do you get like an ETA when you can get that fixed?
They were supposed to come 2 weeks ago.
But
no one ever showed up. So
you've been
for a
living
month.
with...
And it's almost winter. And we're right at the foot of the mountain. And it snows here. Yep.
Wow.
It's been fun. Yeah.
Well, I am speechless. I can't. That's ridiculous. Oh my God. Are you? I don't know what I would do. I need to take a scolding hot shower. Like the devil himself needs to rain hellfire upon me for me to feel satisfied with my life. And that's almost on a daily basis. I could not imagine not having cold water for a month.
You straight up just do not feel clean. It's not sustainable, to say the least.
My God. But hey, if it does make you feel better, I did hear that like if you wash your face with cold water, it's supposed to like tighten your face and it's supposed to be better for you or something. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like Korean skincare or something like that. So if it makes you feel any better.
That does make me feel better. That makes me feel so much better. You know what? Now that I'm touching my skin, it is glowing.
Yeah.
I'll take
Honestly,
it.
Though. Yeah. If the sun would hit your glistening face right now, I think it would blind me, to be quite honest. So honestly, Bev, you're very youthful. So maybe a month of just cold water showering actually does your body's wonder. So
it's also all the children I've been eating.
Oh my God.
Like in Hocus Pocus.
The blood of the youth really does keep you youthful.
Mm-hmm. Ask Hillary Clinton.
Oh my God. Well, that being said, if you would like to learn more information about today's episode and also youthful skin tips, you can check out our website at www.darkbydesign.com or by following us on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok at darkbydesign_podcast. Also linked in the description. You can find everything there at your convenience. You can also find us individually on our socials. I'm Miss Quirk. That's Quirk with 2 Ks. I'm on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. And Beverly, the beautiful, youthful, glowing individual you see before you, is also on Instagram, sometimes Twitch, and YouTube at Beverlocks with 2 S's. You can also send us your stories by email at darkbydesignpodcast@gmail.com. There's also so many ways to support the show and us as content creators. The number one way is telling your friends and family about us. Word of mouth really helps the show grow, and it will give us more opportunities to make more fun things for you in the future. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening on any streaming platforms, go ahead and rate us 5 stars and tell us who your celebrity crush was in high school. How fun! Oh,
Mine was
that's a
Johnny
good
Depp
one.
and Mark
Oh.
Ruffalo.
Ooh, that's
weird.
an unusual one, but I love
Yeah.
it. Let's see. Who did I have a crush on?
Gerard Way.
Absolutely. I love Gerard Way so much. Johnny Depp was also a heartthrob. I'm trying to think. Oh, Antonio Banderas, because I loved him as Armand in Interview with a Vampire.
I loved him
and
as
I would.
the Puss in Boots.
I love him when he was a cat.
Wow.
But I just think he's a stunning actor. But
Admittedly, I've never seen Interview with the Vampire.
that's the scariest part about this scene is I'm out of focus. Really? You've never seen it? I would love to watch it with you. It's actually one of my favorite books, and I read it almost every 5 years. I'll like start rereading the series again. Yeah, it's so good. I love it. Yeah. I'll introduce you to the Vampire Chronicles. Oh, you'll love it.
It's a chronicle?
Yeah, there's multiple books
shitting
over
me.
it. Yeah, there's so many characters.
I'm excited.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to go through the cast of characters with you.
I'm
It's gonna be
finally
so much
about to
fun.
have time to read because I'm not going to get into it now. We can discuss it later.
Sure, yeah.
But work has been hectic.
Oh, that's fair. That is fair. Isn't it great when you hit like your late 20s and you're actually able to read for fun instead of like for school?
Yeah, I don't want to write a fucking report on it. I just want to read it.
Yeah, God. So go ahead and tell us who your favorite celebrity crush is, and we'll go ahead and thank you on air and give you a lovely compliment right back. And lastly, you can also support us on Patreon, and you can find all of the links and handles in the description linked below. So, without further ado, since we're mixing up the formula of the episode a little bit, and we're giving you an intro and getting a little bit more storytelling, I'm excited to hear what the Romanian Bermuda Triangle forest scariness is, and I'm very excited to hear what it is. So please tell us more about today's topic. Ooh,
absolutely. So today we'll be diving into the Hoia Baciu forest. I forgot to put forest there. To date, we haven't discussed any forests or really any haunted places, but more so we've been discussing like ghost stories, paranormal shit, like it's and like historical figures, like really, really shitty historical figures.
That's true.
Brutal historical figures. So I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. But trust me, you will not be disappointed. This mysterious forest, yes, it's very exciting. This mysterious forest is located just outside of Cluj-Napoca, which is the unofficial capital of historic Transylvania. Many people come to Romania, specifically Transylvania, to visit Vlad Dracul's castle. But what if I told you there was something creepier and far more dangerous? Would you go?
Absolutely, 100%. Oh my god! Wow! Yo, this is a great tie into last episode. Yo! Damn it, you're so good at this. I can shower you with so many compliments. Do you want to go to Transylvania?
Yes, I do. I was going to propose that. I really want to go. God. I really want to go.
100%. I would love to go check out these forests and Vlad's castle and anywhere else creepy that we can find. Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Bev, you're setting this
sounds like a great time.
So good. Yes,
Thanks.
100%.
Oh boy. Okay, but before we get into the creep factor, let's quickly go over some facts about this forest. For one, as mentioned earlier, it is located inside the Transylvania region of Romania. That's right, we are back, just like you mentioned, in Transylvania. So you inspired me with your story about Dracula.
Ooh.
I was sitting here a couple of nights ago, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to research. I was like, I could do an urban legend, or I could do this. But then I was like, I was listening to the story again, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and find something in Transylvania. In Transylvania. And this came up, and it also reminded me of a show I watched a couple of years ago, which I'll bring up later.
Ooh.
Aside from being a creepy hellhole, this forest is actually a huge recreational and archaeological hotspot for Romanian citizens. So, to give a little background, this forest is home to one of the oldest and largest Neolithic archaeological sites in Europe. And according to Ancient Origins, it is incredibly important as it may be the most well-preserved dig site representing the initial farmers in Europe. Essentially, Transylvania is likely one of the first areas in Europe to have been settled by pre-Stone Age people. So I'm talking 4,300 to 2000 BC. So like 6,000 years ago.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
insane!
I didn't know that.
Oh
Transylvania?
my god, I want to go. Oh my god, I want to go so badly! Ah!
It's
Wow.
so cool. It's so cool. So to put it in layman's terms, because I had to read through that article a couple of times to fully understand what it was even talking about. I didn't even know what
Yeah, that was a
Neolithic
lot of-
was,
That's fair.
admittedly.
Yeah,
College
that was a lot of
degree
big
who?
archaeology. Yeah, no, that's fine. I just heard biggest archaeological site and my brain shut off. I got so excited and I went, we gotta go. Tell me all about it. What is this place?
Yeah. Also, if anyone here is listening for the first time, Rachel,
Hi.
anthropologist.
Oh yeah,
She's awesome.
yeah, huge archaeology fan. Physical anthropology was my major. One of my majors. I love it so much. I'm a huge like history nerd. So like, oh my god, think of it. We can find bones if we go. Ooh,
Bones.
probably not, but like, what if we did?
What if we
It
did?
would be cool. Think about it.
It's a great idea. I really want to go. Maybe next year. But yeah.
yeah, I would.
So, to put it in layman's terms, because again, I had to read through this forest is old as fuck.
Beautifully put.
Thanks.
Beautifully put.
Thanks.
Mhm.
I was 100% not an English major. So,
That's fine.
Hoia Baciu is so beautiful, but behind its pretty fall leaves and scenic hiking routes, there is some history shrouded in darkness. Scientists love this forest because it's an archaeological hotbed, and locals avoid it because of its sinister past. Myths have been passed down from generation to generation, and one of the most popular being that once you enter the forest, your deepest, most primal fears are awoken and come to life.
Yo, why does this sound like Silent Hill?
It does sound like Silent Hill. I was thinking about that last
Kind
night.
of.
I was like, it's like they mixed Centralia, Pennsylvania, and the
Mhm.
Hoia Baciu Forest.
Yeah. Yo, that
Mhm.
sounds so magical. Oh my, can we go?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to relive our worst fears together?
Yes. What's my worst fear? Spiders. I'm Ron Weasley. I am 100% Ron Weasley.
Fair.
I can't deal with spiders. I absolutely. I know people say they're scared of spiders. I can't even look at them without like shutting down.
Oh, wow.
So I think my biggest fear would be like getting crawled on by a bunch of spiders.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I would say my biggest fear is being in the water with a water predator. So like either a shark or a crocodile, or like coming up to the surface and being like right smack dab in the face of a predator. That's what I hate. Also,
You fear
African
unlocked.
crocodiles can go suck a dick. They're terrifying. And no, there's a couple
African crocodiles?
yeah, they're huge. They get like super big. They're like 20 foot plus. And I saw a couple taxidermies of them in like a couple like museums that I've been to throughout like the country. And yeah, they're no joke. Also, hippopotamuses can go suck a big dick too.
Oh,
They're also very
hippos
territorial.
can suck my dick, but stay far away from my dick, please. I don't
Just
want.
like all. Yeah, go ahead.
They're brutal. They're
are.
brutal. Like
They really are.
Disneyland with the fucking the riverboat ride. Like, yeah, they look awesome.
Mhm.
Kids, never get near a hippopotamus.
Yeah, no, they're awful. Yeah,
They will eat you.
no, they're terrifying. Oh no,
Not great.
This forest is just gonna be populated with sharks. I guess. Well, you know what? If it was land sharks, that could be
Land
pretty
sharks.
dangerous. Crocodiles and hippos. Oh man, that's what we're gonna see. And
And
spiders.
on their
Oh,
backs,
dear Lord.
spiders just going,
Oh my god.
you know?
Yeah. They're riding all the big guys like mounts. Yeah, that would be great. Just riding them into battle to terrify us. I want to go to Transylvania now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
This sounds so spooky, but kind
It's
of
so
epic.
historical. Like, even just aside from all the spookiness,
Mhm. I want to go.
6,000 years old.
I know. That's insane.
What?
Yeah, that
Wild.
is just so hard to grasp, especially like us being in the U.S. and like the oldest building that we got is
Like
maybe
100?
like yeah, or like maybe 600,
Mm-hmm.
if that. No, not even then. I don't think. I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Maybe like 400.
I don't know.
You know, we've touched
We went to
on
public school.
American history a couple of times, and I don't think we've ever really figured out when America was created.
That's true.
Created, quote unquote, for listeners.
Yeah, yeah. Big air quotes.
Founded, you know, but
We went to public school.
yeah, it's that public school education
kidding.
like really shining through again.
Yeah.
But
So 6,000 years for us is a big deal.
it's a huge deal. Huge. I can't even fathom something being that old. But legend has it that the forest name actually came from a shepherd, Hoyabachu, translating to shepherd's forest in English, according to hostelcluj.com.
Oh.
This shepherd entered the grounds with his 200 sheep and never came out.
Oh.
He disappeared, never to be found, no trace of him or his sheep anywhere in the forest or in any surrounding regions. The locals of Cluj-Napoca lit their torches and rallied together in hopes of finding the old man, but to no avail.
Oh.
To date, there is no follow-up story about him ever being found, so it's believed that he's still wandering the forest with his 200 sheep.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Wow.
And then
Insane.
another disturbing tale is that of a little girl who dared enter the forest grounds. Andrea, that's not her name, but I'm just going to call her Andrea because I looked
Okay.
up traditional Romanian names and that was one of them. So Andrea
Oh. Mhm.
was
Love
walking
it.
along the forest edge, picking berries and flowers to take home to her mama. She heard someone calling her name. Was it her mother? No, her mother was at the market. Who could it? She knew she had to listen when she was being called. That's what her mother always told her. But something inside her told her not to follow the voices. What if it was her mother? Andrea ultimately decided to follow the voice, and just like the shepherd, she disappeared. The townspeople rallied and did their best to save the little girl from whatever sinister fate she met, but they couldn't find her. For years, they had search parties comb the forest grounds. Finally, her parents had given up hope and just accepted the fact that she likely wasn't coming home. But she did. 5 years later.
Oh.
It is said that Andrea came out of the forest 5 years after her disappearance, wearing the same clothes, completely clean, no dirt, anything.
Oh my god.
And thinking she had gone into the forest a day prior, so with no recollection of any of the prior 5 years. The whole town was relieved to have the little girl back, but somehow she hadn't aged a day.
Shut up.
Did
Oh
you
my
walk through a
God.
time rift?
Yes. Oh, what? What? Wow, that's insane to think about. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Wow. Okay. How old was she when she walked in? She was a little girl.
About
so
like
I'm gonna-
about like 8 or 9.
Wow. And so like a 5-year difference. I mean, she would have
She,
eventually
a teenager.
Yeah, she would have hit puberty. There would be many changes, and she came out 5 years later, still looking the same, in like pristine condition, with like no recollection of what happened, and like the time jump, or like there was like a time difference for her. That's insane to think about.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's wild.
What if that
scary.
shepherd? Yeah, what
Yeah.
if that shepherd just like comes out one day and he's like, "It's only been a day and a half, and it's been like 600 years,
6,000 years. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Holy
6,000 years." Could you imagine? He's like, "This isn't where I parked my sheep. Oh my god, what year is it?"
That's funny.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah,
So there's hope
it's-
for the shepherd. Interesting.
Yeah, there's hope for the shepherd. Maybe one day the citizens of Cluj-Napoca will just report that shepherd coming back.
Wow. With
Yeah.
his 200 sheep. That's
With his
amazing.
200 sheep.
Oh, well, I'm glad it was a good story for Andrea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary. I love that she came back. I hate how she came back. Cuz
Yeah.
it's unexplained. I mean, yeah, it's just a legend.
Mhm.
But a lot of myths and legends have truth behind them.
That's
So
true.
I don't know. But are these tales of disappearances correlated to the missing 411 conspiracy? Likely not. But let's put on our tinfoil hats for a quick second to explore that
Sure.
possibility. So, David Paulides was a police officer turned investigator that wrote a series of books titled Missing 411. He claims that there is some weird shit going on in national parks across the US and has documented over 1,400 missing persons cases over the years regarding people that have entered a national park but have never made it out, allegedly. So, in looking through Reddit forums, I came across this conspiracy theory. I was like, oh man, another conspiracy theory. But I was looking into it and I was like, at first I thought this guy was full of shit. He's not. It's
Oh.
admittedly I bought the book. It's
Oh,
a series
good!
of books, but I bought one of the books and
How exciting.
I was just quickly like thumbing through it and I was like, I've seen some of these names come up in podcasts before. Like these people have actually disappeared. Where did they go? Because they'll go into like Yellowstone or the Sequoia or Yosemite, like all those places,
Oh, yes.
and never come out. So, quick segue or side note, I guess I didn't write this down, but
Sure.
what's that national forest like in the middle of the country? It like hits Wyoming.
Yeah.
Is that Yellowstone? I think
I'm
it's
not quite
Yellowstone.
sure. Mhm.
I want to say Yellowstone. Wyomingians.
Sure.
Yeah. People from Wyoming, please let me know if I'm wrong. But that forest is actually kind of cool in legal terms. Well, not cool for people that die, but it's a national forest, so technically it's federal jurisdiction.
Okay.
But it also touches 3 different states. So there's a part of the forest in the center. It's just like a circle where all 3 states meet, like they all touch. So if you were to get murdered in that particular area, your murder technically could not get prosecuted because it doesn't touch any of it doesn't count as any of the state jurisdictions. And then the federal government can't technically, this might be completely wrong, like the federal part, but I think like the federal government can't technically like prosecute it, I guess, something like that.
Like there's just like a big confuddle with jurisdictions and no one can prosecute anything. So it's like a lawless land.
It's like a couple of square miles. But if you happen to be murdered in that area, because there's no clear like state lines or anything, you can't be prosecuted.
Wow.
So I was just thinking about this conspiracy and I'm like, there aren't any recent like disappearances in the Hoia Baciu forest. There's more so just like paranormal occurrences and stuff. But
what if
there was just like what if like every forest, like as soon as you enter it, have you heard that that idea that when you pass through a doorway you're technically passing through like a portal, I want to say. So like anytime you walk through your doors, like I speed up whenever I walk through doorways, because one of my old coworkers was like, yeah, if you walk through a doorway, you're technically walking through a portal, and maybe you could get lost in a like alternate dimension, which is so stupid to think about, but I get so scared. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
but that's
want to end up somewhere different.
So fanciful. Yeah, no, that sounds so cool though. Like, what if you like accidentally go too slow through a doorway and like, whoops, we're in Wonderland now.
Yeah, wouldn't that
How
be so
fun
cool?
would that be? Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
so
I'm thinking, so when you walk into
Mhm.
a forest, it's like, what if it's like
the
that?
same concept.
Yeah,
Wow, it's like the same concept. Holy moly, that would be really cool.
because it's
when
like
all forests
nature.
are like
Yeah,
interconnected.
because it's so concentrated with like nature, and like nature's magical.
Yeah.
If you ask me, it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So like all that energy, because trees are alive, all that energy concentrated in one place. How could that
That-
not happen? You know,
sounds like so much fun. Yeah.
but
This is so cool.
it's so freaking cool. But for decades, well, actually centuries, there has been a giant circle-shaped clearing in the middle of the forest dubbed the Dead Zone. Why is it called the Dead Zone, you ask? Well, my friend,
Yes,
let me
please.
tell you. It's because nothing has ever grown there. So, scientists have taken samples from the soil to see what may be affecting the growth. However, results have always returned inconclusive. The locals attribute this inexplicable phenomenon to being the home of different ghosts. So I'm
Of course.
guessing
Yes.
it kind of reminds me of the Devil's Tramping Ground in New Jersey,
How fun!
where
I haven't
there's
heard
also
that.
a circle there of things that just don't grow.
Ooh, how fun! That also reminds me of like, what is it? The fairy circles with like the mushrooms that would
Yes!
grow in a circle.
Yes!
Yeah, it reminds me of that. And if I remember correctly from my many stories that I read of of Irish folklore, because as one does, about like the Fae and everything, they also had like time jumps too.
Yes.
Like people would go into like the fairy realm or something and then come out. So I don't know if that's also connected to like the folklore part of everything, but that's what it reminds me of, at least. And
Yes.
circles.
If you guys ever see, circles are magical, doorways are magical, forests are magical. And
Everything's
somehow they're
magical.
all just intertwining in this episode. But yeah, if you ever see like a circle on the ground, like of mushrooms, sticks, anything, walk around it. Don't walk over or step into the circle, because then you're technically pissing off the fairies. I heard that in the podcast Real Life Ghost Stories.
Oh.
She's Irish, and she talked
Yeah.
about it, and I was like, oh.
How exciting. Yeah, and evidently fairies are like little assholes. Like they're not like these cute little magical creatures that like Disney has made them out to be. Like Tinkerbell is a bigger bitch in real life than she was in Peter Pan.
Tinkerbell
Like, they're-
will make your life a living hell.
Amen. She really will. She'll probably eat your family too. Something along
Yeah.
the lines. I think they're cannibalistic. They're really not great. You don't piss off the Fae. You just don't.
Don't mess with the Fae. The locals attribute this inexplicable phenomenon to actually being the home of different ghosts. It's believed that most of the ghosts haunting this forest were actually peasants in early Romanian times, so likely around Vlad's day and age. So
I see.
also around the Christian War, so when a lot of people were being killed.
Oh.
And Cluj-Napoca is technically where the capital of Transylvania used to be. Like, it's very close. It's very close to Dracula's castle.
Okay.
So
Big air
going
quotes.
off of the episode from last week, I'm just imagining all these people that he killed, like not even just the peasants, but like all the collateral from those wars are probably haunting this forest, because it was all so near the forest line. So
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Mhm.
Wow.
But as far as evidence, many people have claimed to have taken pictures of unexplainable black mists, humanoid-shaped outlines, and faces between the trees.
Oh, sorry. Ew. Could you imagine if you just look over and there's just a face between branches?
And it's looking at you like,
Yeah, yeah, just giving you like a little creepy, I don't know, devilish little grin. Yeah, like that. Ew! Oh my god. Oh,
Disgusting.
yeah, disgusting.
Disgusting.
Oh my god. Oh
I hate it.
God, does it get worse?
It does get worse. So if you visit at
Oh,
night,
Jesus.
this clearing has a deafening silence that is only broken by disembodied female voices, giggling, screams of agony, and the occasional whisper in your ear.
Shut up. We gotta go.
We gotta
this
go.
place sounds like I'm not
My
gonna
worst
say heaven
nightmare.
because yeah, it sounds like my worst nightmare. But then again, I do aspire to be like Morticia Adams, so I think this sounds like a great vacation.
It does sound like a great vacation. Maybe we'll die. I'm just kidding.
Maybe we can become a part of the forest and haunt it forever. Or maybe we'll have like our own time trip or like time travel and we can like totally like vlog about it.
What if we accidentally travel back to Vlad's time and he sees us wearing pants and then we die?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we do not meet his moral standards at all in the least bit. I hate to say.
Sorry, Mom.
I just wanted to see what the forest looked like.
I didn't want to be impaled by the vagine.
Yeah, I know. Oh, man.
Yes. If we happen to go here, we might travel back to Dracula's castle. And like you said, we likely will not meet his moral standards.
Yeah. We're gonna be impaled like right off the bat. So we're gonna have to hide.
And hope to God the rift takes us back.
Yeah, pretty much. We're gonna live off the woods. And hope to God that Vlad never sees us because, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not great.
We'd be burned at the stake as witches, like, immediately.
Yeah.
I know how I am. I'm
that
a spaz.
doesn't sound horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, Vlad had a very misogynistic moral code, and yeah, no. That would not fly.
Not great boyfriend material.
Yeah, not great boyfriend material at all. Can you imagine? Oh, Vlad daddy. One day. Just kidding. Not really.
In my dreams. But
yeah.
Aside from the paranormal, there are also reports of physical attacks on visitors. People report rashes from no visible source, lightheadedness, nausea, and scratching. A great example of this actually comes from one of my favorite shows, Destination Truth on the Travel Channel.
Oh,
have you ever seen that?
I've seen episodes here or there, but I've never actually like sat down to like watch like a dedicated episode, but I enjoy them nonetheless.
Okay.
They're so much fun.
With this one, it's only like 15 minutes. But season 3, episode 1, you guys, if you want to look it up, there's like a free, so you don't have to buy it. It's up on Facebook somewhere. Just type in Destination Truth, season 3, episode 1, Facebook. And there will be a Facebook link where it's uploaded. You can watch it there. So you don't have to pay $2 for this damn episode. I'm cheap. Hello. But
I love it.
During this episode, Josh, who's the host, and his team visit the forest at night to do their investigations, and boy howdy, some weird shit happens. For starters, they hear a bunch of disembodied voices, and all of this is caught on camera. So like you can hear the audio, which, you know, post-production, yeah, they could have added it in.
But what if they didn't?
The fear, what I'm about to explain, the fear in his eyes, unless he's a renowned actor, like I can't see him acting that out, I want to say.
Wow.
So at certain points of the episode, you can hear disembodied screams in the background. And at around the 16-minute mark, we see Evan, who's one of the camera guys, sitting. Okay, so he's sitting in the middle of the dead zone. So that clearing where nothing grows.
Oh, yeah.
And he starts mentioning that he's hearing women, like, in his ear. And then also coming from, like, different parts of the clearing. like in the background.
Oh. Uh-huh.
And immediately after, from one of the like forest cameras that they've set up, you see him get lifted off the ground. So lifted off the chair. So it's, I don't know how to explain it. He's sitting cross-legged, okay? There's no way, unless he's some type of gymnast, that he can lift himself up just by the legs and throw himself backwards. It's like, imagine there's a rag doll that you have sitting and you just pull it, you yank it.
Oh my God.
He went flying from the middle of the clearing to like past the edge of the clearing. So he went through the trees. The team goes searching for him and it takes them a long time to find him, like 10, 15 minutes. And like, granted, this clearing is not that big. It's maybe like, I don't know, like maybe 50 feet across. Like, it's not that big.
Yeah.
It takes them forever to find him. And when they do, he has scratches, like 3 claw marks up his arm where he was yanked.
Oh my.
I made Jacob watch this. He's like, that's not real. That's staged. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this guy quit his job after this. Like, they left the forest immediately. They did not keep going. Because after that started happening, the rest of the crew started getting nauseous and like throwing up, and they just had pounding headaches. And
oh my God.
yeah.
That is insane. I'm going to watch this now. And I want to go and I want to try to do that. Okay. I'll volunteer to be thrown like a rag doll. I don't mind, all for the sake of science. I would love to be aggressively thrown across a clearing by a bunch of Romanian forest nymphs. That would be wonderful, actually. I'm down. How shocking.
Episodes from shows don't normally stick with me. Like, I watched them and I think they're cool at the time, and then I immediately forgot about them. I watched this episode, I want to say 5, 6, 7 years ago, and every so often I think about it and I just can't explain it. So,
Ew.
Yeah, it's... Ew. So something to note is, on the one hand, I really want to believe it because it looks so real. On the other hand, it's filmed with my night vision cameras. The video's choppy. So I don't know if there was some sort of crane that I don't think they could have possibly pushed a crane through the forest, because I'll show you pictures. The trees are bent like this.
Ew.
So they're wavy. So trying to get some sort of machinery through there would be a fucking nightmare in itself. But
ew, weird.
Yeah, so on the other hand, the video is choppy and it's really hard to tell what's happening, but it's clear you can clearly see him being just, it's like an arch. It's that an arch. I don't know what it's called, but
yeah,
he's not dragged. He doesn't stand up. It's like he's doing a backflip, but he's just going straight back.
Ew.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's just a very bizarre way that he was pulled. Interesting. Yeah, I'm actually really curious about this video now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's why we should go recreate the experiment ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
For science.
For
Do you
science.
think we can get a government? Do you think we could get a government grant and be like,
probably,
we need to go do this for science?
For science. Like, let us figure out what's going on in the Hoia Baciu forest, please, for science.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we can show them this like podcast, and we can also reference that video. We have to recreate what this ghost show did on TV.
Yeah. For
Give
science.
us $1 million. For science.
$5,000
we'll
of those
take
$1 million will go towards the science. The other one will be compensation for our emotional and mental traumas after
Absolutely, it will.
Put into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
what is actually going on in this forest? Many people claim there's a magnetic interference or some weird scientific shit going on with the warped trees. However, the more likely explanation stems that people in the Wayback Machine probably grew the trees into these lumber shapes to make it easier for shipbuilding, for furniture making, for tools, instruments, you name it. If you just think about it, it's so much easier to round out the corners of a fancy mahogany table if the tree's already round. You know?
Holy shit. Yeah.
So it's, as far as the clearing goes, sometimes shit just doesn't grow. It could be a mix of different factors. So it doesn't just have to be the soil. Maybe it's the climate, specifically inside that part of the forest, you know? Like maybe I don't know. I'm not a scientist, you guys, clearly.
Sure, yeah.
But maybe it's just like the composition of the soil isn't good for growing things. You know, like
yeah.
Sometimes the soil within two spaces within the same vicinity are just completely different. Like just because you're in the same place doesn't mean that it has to be the same soil composition. It's different.
Exactly.
Especially
like
in the
maybe
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say maybe there's like a copper outlet or something, or a copper, I don't know, a mineral pool that's different there, and it's only affecting that area. So it's just things are different. The world,
Exactly.
I don't know. The Earth is different from in different areas. God, this is why is it so hard to explain this? Wow, I'm really.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
but yeah, to bounce off of that idea, farmers know how to make things grow. They know how to fix the dirt to make it soil, you know? And it's harder to grow things inside the middle of a forest, so it's likely that soil was never tilled. It was never fixed to make it like plant friendly or anything like crop friendly. So it's just been there for 6,000 years. Like nothing, and for some reason, nothing wants to grow. And you know what? That's okay. It doesn't mean there's ghosts.
Yeah, it's just bad soil.
I believe everything I hear, you guys, but like, yes, I believe there's ghosts in there. Absolutely. I don't believe things don't grow because of the ghosts. That makes no sense, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. All in all, it's fun to imagine that weird happenings are based on paranormal activity, but sometimes there are normal explanations for paranormal phenomena, quote unquote. Honestly, I'm a creeper and I seek things out. Like yes, I tuck my tail between my legs when I'm scared, but I'll look for it. Like I'll be screaming and crying the whole time, but I'll fucking do it. I don't know. I think the forest might have ghosts because Romania is rich in history and it's old as fuck, as we mentioned earlier. I don't think it's haunted. I don't think there's demons. I don't think there's really much of that. Like, yeah, there might be some spirits wandering around, like maybe all the women that were impaled by the Bajin. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe those are the voices you're hearing, and they hate men because I would hate men too if Vlad Dracul did that to me. So yeah, it might. I don't know. The land is huge, so people are bound to get lost. It's what happens. There's so much land to cover that back then, when there were no helicopters, no heat sensors, whatever, it would have been nearly impossible to find anyone inside of this forest, because not only is it huge, it's like upwards and like rocky terrain, people could fall. The forest is so dense that the light doesn't really shine through, so you can't really find anything with torches. Like, yes, today if someone went missing, I'd be a little concerned because we have helicopters now and we have like heat sensors or whatever the fuck it's called. Like,
hopefully like a better way to or a
to
faster
find
way
people.
of finding people now.
Yes, if someone went missing today, absolutely haunted, time rift, 100%. Back then, probably just human error, you know? But of all of the occurrences that I read about, Andrea's story is the creepiest and the unexplained. I can't really figure it out I was mulling this over for days. Like, I can't figure out what happened to her, considering that she reappeared 5 years later in the same dress. It wasn't dirty, no recollection,
Yeah.
and she didn't age. If
Yeah,
anything,
it's disturbing.
yeah, it's disturbing. That's a good word. If anything, maybe there's like a time jumping portal or rift in the time space continuum or whatever. I kind of like what you mentioned earlier about the sheep herder. I just imagine him somehow finding himself in a parallel dimension where the sheep are the shepherds and humans are the sheep.
Ooh,
And it's like
how
that
fun.
Spider-Man meme where they're just like pointing at each other, you know?
Everything's just reversed. Oh my
It's just
god, how
reversed.
funny would that be?
It'd be so funny.
Aw.
Yeah. But
It's like Planet of the Apes, but Planet of the Sheep. And this poor farmer has been assimilated into the herd. Oh, how funny. Poor guy.
oh, that's great.
That
But
was his greatest fear, was being controlled by the animals that he shepherds every day. Oh, bless his soul. Ah, this forest
that
is
was
so
a great tie-in.
mystical. Thank you.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, how funny. I love this forest so much.
It's so great. But all in all, this creepy forest may be just that, a creepy forest. As mentioned earlier, I don't think it's demonic or really even haunted. Like, yeah, it may have ghosts, but it's not haunted or anything of the like. But rather, stories have been passed down from generation to generation, and word of mouth is the
Cool.
least
I'm so sorry. My cat just jumped up on my desk and scared the
Scared me.
shit out of me. Oh my god. I was thinking of like the disembodied female voices and like getting like ripped out of my chair, and then my cat jumped up on my desk and smacked something off of it. Oh
You
my
went,
god. Okay, I'm
and I
here.
went,
Yeah. I was like, wouldn't it be fun to be grabbed by like creepy ghosts in a forest? And then I got scared by my cat, so maybe not. Sorry,
oh,
continue.
that's great. Oh my god. Whew, that scared me. I'm crying.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So, I don't think it's demonic or haunted or anything of the like, really, but rather stories have been passed down from generation to generation, and word of mouth is the least reliable source. So, I'll leave you with that. Let us know what you think.
Ben. Oh, that was so good. How creepy the forest is. You know, I have heard of the forest. It has like the really weird, like you mentioned, like the curved shape of the trees that are bent over.
Yes.
I think I've seen it in like passing, but I never knew that it was like, I've seen pictures of it, but
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't know that it was like the background of it. How fun. How cool is that? And then when you mentioned that they're most likely bent and curved because they were just
Made
put
that way.
like that
Yeah.
by humans. Yeah, just for
They
like the
probably,
easy
like,
convenience of
tied
harvesting.
Ropes down so that when it grew, it would start growing this way, and then they'd pull it the other way, and then I guess the cells
Oh.
from the trees,
Mhm.
evolution.
Yeah,
it just started growing that
Growing
way.
in
So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like the little fresh sapling and how it's very like malleable, and you just form it into whatever shape you want it, and then
Yes.
it grows into a full tree, and then that's the shape it takes on. It's really cool. I like how they did that like way back then, and
Yeah.
it's created an entire forest of trees like that. Like
that
that's
looked
now
like
how
that.
the trees
It's
grow.
very
Yeah.
cool.
That is awesome. That is definitely. I think you also had mentioned that it was like a Neolithic
Yes.
archaeological
Dig site.
dig site, and that full of farmers. It was like an agriculture dig site. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's really awesome. So it just proves that, like, humans did have an effect on like the nature 6,000 years ago back then, and it's still shown
Yes.
today. I think that's really awesome and cool. Or maybe a witch cursed it. Fairies are involved. I don't
Yeah.
know. The devil maybe do it. I don't know. It's a fun. We just love to speculate. But the one thing I would absolutely love to do is definitely go visit the forest, especially at night. And I want to try to recreate getting grabbed. I'm not
Yes.
gonna lie, and getting like pulled across a clearing. That sounds like so much fun.
I'll sit at the edge of the forest because I'll definitely be not the edge of the forest, the edge of the clearing, and I'll just be watching you.
I love it. That's fine.
So I at least
That's
know
okay.
which direction you went to.
Yeah, so you can run in the opposite.
This is the one time I will rescue you. I don't want to
Yes!
leave you for this forest.
Beautiful. I love it. I'm gonna get that. I was gonna say I'm gonna get that on camera and recorded. So
So you can
You
sue me
have
when I
it.
don't.
Exactly. Yeah. If anybody wants to prosecute, I will be communicating through a Ouija board in the courtroom. And I'd be like, this bitch ran. Episode 18.
Exhibit A, this is where she said she would save me. Exhibit B, this is me dying on camera.
Yeah. This is her doing the exact opposite of what she said she'd do. Oh, that would be so much fun. I love this episode. This is a great story. Just marvelous. Brava, my friend. You did a great job with this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
It was
and
fun.
a great tie-in to Dracula. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
All right.
Absolutely marvelous. But yeah, thank you again so much. Not only did I listen, but you guys were also listening too. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening to our creepy stories and wild speculations. This is the Dark by Design podcast. Please comment, subscribe, and follow for more monstrous episodes released every Monday at midnight. You can find more information about today's topic on the show's website at darkbydesignpodcast.com or on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok at darkbydesign_podcast. Listen to us on your favorite podcast streaming site or watch the show on our YouTube channel by searching for Dark by Design Podcast. If you would like to support us, then you'll be glad to know that we also launched a Patreon. If you sign up for our Patreon, you'll get a bunch of amazing goodies and extras starting at the $5 level, including a thank you sticker and print, early access to extended episodes, and downloadable coloring pages that you'll absolutely love. All Patreon levels also have special access to our Discord, where we can play video games and talk the night away. Yay, friendship! And supporting us on Patreon helps to offset the cost of hosting and making the show. We record and edit all of our own episodes, and your support will mean the absolute world to us. And lastly, we want to hear from you too. Remember, this is a two-way relationship, and if you have a creepy encounter, ghost story, or personal true crime story you would like to share with your fellow covered members, DM us your story on our socials or email us at darkbydesignpodcast@gmail.com. All of the links in our handles are, you can find them in the description linked below. And other than that, we're going to see you next week for more terrifying, horrific stories.
Yeah.
How fun. Yeah.
Oh,
good
wait.
luck sleeping after this, fuckers. Just kidding. What? I love you. What?
We 100% love you, fuckers. I'm just kidding.
I feel like if we just put this at the very end of the episode, if you listened this far, congratulations. We love you so much.
Yeah, you're the best. Our favorite. You listening, you are our favorite. Mm-hmm. You are the favorite child of your mother, your father, your sister, and your brothers. Second favorites.
Oh, yep. You're number one.
Now I'm out of focus. I think it's a sign.
No.
Bye, friends.
Okay. Anyway, our cameras are just not agreeing with us anymore. We'll sign out. See you next week. Bye.
Shocking monster. Never have you known such cringing terror, such sudden shock.